We are
Buddy,
back.
how
How
about
are
it?
you doing, Chuck?
I'm doing great. Country's going in the wrong direction, but I'm doing great.
Are you saying country is going on the wrong direction with the new election result, or are you saying it was
No,
going in the wrong
that is
direction?
what's called a course correction, my friend,
Course
and it
correction.
is
Okay.
hopefully a sign of what will
Mm,
come. We
uh-huh.
can rid ourselves of the nativist know-nothings that are currently running this country. That's just my
So
personal opinion. It does not reflect Atal's view at all about anything.
yeah,
I did
I
note
guess
a
like in
very
the
interesting fact, Atal, that
uh,
came out of this election. I don't know if you saw this.
mhm,
I think it was an essay. I grew up in New Jersey, so
mhm,
this election is always interesting to me. I grew up in Hudson County.
mhm,
Hudson County, when I grew up, was not majority Latino. Now it's majority Latino.
mhm,
And they had gone like 50-50 for Trump.
mhm, mhm,
And Cheryl got 70% of the vote. But that wasn't even the most interesting thing.
mhm,
Essex County has a lot of Indian Americans,
mhm,
a lot of Indian Americans.
mhm,
And they voted massively for Trump, like 75%, 25.
mhm.
In this election, they voted 79% Democrat. It's
Oh my
amazing how you
God.
learn lessons so quickly, isn't it, my friend?
Yeah, yeah,
Don't believe me when I told you it was going to be bad and they were coming after
yeah.
legal immigration. Now you see this all the time if you're on Twitter. They're coming after legal immigration. That's what they want to get rid of. Legal. And they're attacking H-1Bs as a primary source of bad legal immigration. And
Mhm,
somehow H-1Bs are taking jobs from Americans. Somebody posted the other day, it was like, there's like 2 million men out of work, young men out of work.
mhm,
And I'm thinking, didn't you just deport 2 million people? Why don't they go pick flowers? Why don't they go
mhm,
pick crops, man? See, it's all no response to that, of course, because there's all a phase, right? It's because it's not about the immigration at all.
mhm.
It's about the color.
It's very interesting. Like I think even 6 months or 7 months ago, like a lot of people, Indian immigrants were like, okay, well, Trump is doing it right. He's pro capitalism and all, but
He's
like they
not.
are realizing it's
Trump
not
is a
about that.
socialist.
Yeah.
Trump is a socialist. I can list all the things that name him a socialist if you want, but he's a socialist. He is
Mhm,
not a capitalist.
mhm. So what do you think? What do you? I mean, by the way, Mamdani happens to be from India too. Like his parents are from
Well,
India, so technically,
technically, he's from Uganda.
mhm,
But
yeah.
he's technically Ugandanese. I don't know
Mhm,
if that's a thing or not.
mm,
But there's
yeah.
also a very large expatriate Indian population in Uganda. I've represented many Ugandan
Mm,
individuals of Indian descent
uh,
over the years.
mhm,
And yeah, he's Indian. He's a Muslim Indian, right? So he's a
mhm,
Muslim
yeah.
Indian in that part of the
Mhm,
faith. But so what? He's the mayor of a town. What can he really do? I
mhm,
mean, that's the thing
mhm,
when you think about what can a mayor
mhm,
really do? First of all, he can't do any taxes because only the state legislature in New York can do that. So he can't
mhm,
raise taxes. He can't take money from. So whatever he's planned on doing, it's going to be
mhm,
severely constrained by a state legislature that is not progressive in any sense of the imagination. And second, you know, we all need change every now and then. I think the Republicans, I think that what they're afraid of is that
mhm,
he's going to be successful. I think that's what
mm,
they're afraid of. They're afraid because what happens if he is successful? What
mhm,
happens if the unemployment rate goes down in New York, wages go up, and they're providing free buses, people get to work?
mhm.
Whoa, how does that work? I mean, of course, we all know this works. It works over in Europe, right? But
Yeah.
I think they're afraid he's going to be successful. So he tried to, they
Mm,
do the whole boogeyman route. Anyway,
mm.
that's my political rant for today.
I
It's
mean,
all
honestly, if you think about it, like I was seeing during this election, even like Elon Musk was saying that he's probably gonna win because he's such a charming guy. He can attract the audience and all. And then, I mean, a lot of people, Bill Ackman and all, were like so much against him, and they put a lot of capital behind going against him, and
well.
still
Keep
he
in
ended
mind,
up
he
winning.
only got
Mm,
50.4%.
mhm,
It's not like he won. I mean, he says he was a landslide.
mhm.
Cuomo, who people actively hate, I
Yeah.
mean, who is the Hillary Clinton of the modern day? They actively
Mm,
hate her. Still got 41%. And Sliwa, who is I don't know a cat guy. I mean, he's just a weird dude who runs every year. He got
mm,
like 8%. Now Cuomo still would have lost if it was a two-man race, but this
mhm,
is not. This is people clamoring for change. is what this is.
Mm, mm,
And the reality is that means the Democrats got
mm.
93% of the vote in New York City. That's what happened in New York City.
That
But
is
we'll see what he
insane.
does. He's 33
Mm.
years old. Doesn't
Yeah,
have a lot
but
of
he,
life experience. Doesn't have a lot
mm,
of job experience. His wife seems pretty awesome.
yeah.
But again, he's not white, so
Mm,
that's why you see the right attacking him. Oh no,
mm,
we love black people. We love brown
mm,
people.
mm.
Whatever. Actions speak
Yeah,
louder than words. And
100%.
look at them
Awesome.
attack J.D.
Uh,
Vance's wife. Look at
yeah.
them attack Vivek Ramaswamy. Yeah,
Mhm. I
pretty
saw
bad.
Vivek Ramaswamy gave a message at the end of this, loss, that this is a big loss for the Republican Party, and he sent like I think two things about people are expecting affordability and people don't want identity politics. People are looking for something beyond
It's
identity politics.
affordability. Why is
Yeah.
gas still expensive? You know, if gas is like $59 a barrel, why is gas still two? I mean, it's way cheaper here in Georgia. I mean, my rate, I pay
Mm.
239 for gas, right? I don't know what you
Uh-huh.
pay for gas by you, but it's probably more
Yeah.
than that.
Hmm.
But why isn't it cheaper? I remember when gas was $59 a barrel and gas was $1.50. So,
Hmm.
because people are still making money at the expense of the American consumer. Inflation's going up. Trump loves the shutdown because he doesn't
Hmm.
have to disclose what I think are going to be recession indicating numbers on employment and inflation. I mean,
Hmm.
the market's already correcting itself right now. So we'll
Hmm.
see. That's just
I
me.
mean,
That's not immigration. That's just my politics. There you go.
yes, let's just talk about immigration also. I guess like a lot of things happened in the last 2 weeks. What are the top three things coming to your mind since our last
Well, I
conversation?
think one of the biggest ones, this might not be necessarily a big deal for employment based immigration, but it might be.
Hmm.
Immigration announced they're going to take everybody's fingerprint who signs a form. Does that mean they're going to
Hmm.
take HR's fingerprint 100 times at Microsoft every week?
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, they're certainly going to do it for Bob who marries Martha. They're going to take spouses, but are they going to take employers? We don't know. So that's big news. I mean,
So
they're
so help
now
me
going
understand
into
that
the
part.
lives of
Mhm.
American citizens, right? Because they want to sponsor a loved one or sponsor an employee. So that's big news. The other big
Help me
news, which is
understand
what
that.
the what's
On this
that?
part, like help me understand this better. So basically you are saying that they want, whenever someone is filing for an I-130 form, they have to do the fingerprint signature, or what is the meaning of that?
The U.S. citizen will have to take a fingerprint, and I don't know whether it extends to U.S. employers. Maybe if the
Hmm.
HR person who signs, certainly extends to the I-130. So we'll
Interesting.
see. We'll see if it
Hmm.
does. But and which of course employers will freak out about. It's like, why are you fingerprinting Mary, who's in HR and doesn't have a background? The
Yeah.
other big thing was what they leaked, and they did this intentionally. They leaked that they're going to be trying to reinstate their affidavit of support guidelines that Biden got rid of and that Biden passed to make a clarification of that affidavit of support. You may remember this from the end of the Trump administration. It got shut down in the
Hmm.
courts, but
Hmm.
basically it made it almost impossible for spouses or parents to sponsor spouses or kids. They just made it impossible. And that's the goal. I mean, this whole thing, everything is designed to
Hmm.
shrink legal immigration. The other big news, and a friend of mine posted this on LinkedIn, is that she somehow got a hold of the numbers for approval rates for EB1s.
Hmm.
You know what the approval rates for EB1s were under Obama and Biden?
What were they?
About 90, 95%. You know what they
Wow.
are
Hmm.
now?
What is it?
67%.
Dang, that's like a 30-point split right there.
I think NIWs are going to be even worse because they think they're all fraud. They think they're just making
Mm.
them up. These are
Mm.
just made up things. They aren't extraordinary. Being here is not in the national interest. Again, it's the attack on legal immigration that I told everybody was coming.
Mm. I guess everyone got fooled into it. I mean, I also got fooled into it thinking like Trump is going to improve the immigration system, because what happened is like, I remember that time last year, people were saying, why are Democrats not taking action in favor of legal immigrants? Like, and people were like, well, nothing is changing with Democrats. And people were frustrated and they were like, well, maybe Trump will do something about it, but he just made it worse. Like, he just
He
made it
has made
worse
it
than that.
worse. And I
Uh-huh.
told you he would make it worse. Were you not here between 2016 and 2020? Did
Yeah.
you know that in 2020 we had the
Mhm.
lowest number of legal immigrants to America since 1789?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's a
And
big number,
that's not
actually.
by accident. And that's
Mm-hmm.
not because of COVID. It's because they shut
Mm-hmm.
down the system. And they're going to shut down the system. I'm telling you, it's coming. And the fact that Indian Americans were fooled by this was stunning. Because generally, they're smart people. Just understand this. Most politicians lie some of the time. Trump lies all of the time.
Yeah.
That's all you got to know. Whatever he says, it's the opposite. It's like living in Superman Bizarro world where everything's in reverse. And that's all I've got to
Um.
say about that. Um, Other immigration news, obviously, Department of Labor's back open. They're sending out. I don't know why. I don't know why they didn't get any money. I don't. So they were again. They shut down for a month when clearly they didn't have to. So there's probably people that went out of status because they couldn't file their LCA to get an H-1B. I know we filed at least 2 H-1Bs without the LCA, just because we couldn't get it. We hope they're okay. Labor certs were expiring because the 6 months were running. So Department of Labor is back open again. And keep in mind, Atal, the one thing we have not seen yet, although you're starting to do it, we have not seen enforcement at the employer level. FDNS, that's fraud detection and national security, part of USCIS, which is illegal, by the way. As we see, they are ramping up visits. We're seeing that with our clients. But ICE hasn't gone after really any employers yet. That's going to happen. And they're going to go after H-1B employers big time. Really, January 2027 can't get here fast enough.
And I mean, what kind of enforcement do you see they are looking for? Like, I mean, I guess like uh, most of the
I'll give
people
you a
who are
great
in
example.
H1B.
I'll give you a great example. Somebody came to see me the other day. He's an employer. He does H-2Bs. So he got visited by immigration, and they checked the pay stubs of 4 random employees and found out that somehow one of his employees was paid $1 less an hour on that pay stub. And he's looking at a massive fine. And this is going to be true for H-1Bs too. And think about this: H-1Bs, a lot of guys work at home, and they're only in an office. And a lot of these, I know people hate to do this with the job shops, right? The companies that outsource labor, they have a location, but nobody works there. Well, let's say immigration shows up and there's nobody there. What does that mean? That means they're going to revoke the H-1Bs. So we're going to be seeing massive levels of enforcement that we really haven't seen since the Bush administration.
What happens in for these cases, like in the future? Like, let's say now these people, H1B immigrants, get like, maybe like, let's say their H1B gets revoked or something. It's on their profile now. Like, let's say there is a in the future, like, how does those course correction happens for these immigrants, like in the future, if they want to get a green card or something?
Well,
It
I
like
think it's
stays on
pretty
their profile.
simple. I mean,
Uh-huh.
if they are not complying with every part of the H-1B, the wage timing, the location, to the letter, they can look at being debarred.
That's
Debarred.
insane. Very insane. Okay, so outside of the things we just talked about, I think there was another thing about the automatic EAD renewals. What that also happened, like something.
Well, I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah. So they came out and basically said and made an interim final rule that everybody that had filed up to that date had got an automatic 540-day extension. They're fine. But from now on, there's no automatic extension, which means an immigration service that takes 10 months to extend an EAD, but won't let you file for 6 months, means there will be people out of work. And so
Dang.
you should be filing at the 6-month mark if you have a work permit.
Okay. That's also, it's gonna impact a lot of people who are in the backlog also. How it's gonna
Well,
impact the
it's
people in the
everybody in
backlog?
the backlog who's if they're not on their H-1B anymore, and they're only on their EAD, they could be out of work for months at a time.
Got it. Outside of the things that we discussed, like what else is a trend you are noticing that is happening in the immigration?
Every day there's something. Of course, we've got a lot of litigation going on a $100,000 fee. And that litigation is going fine. So there's two different lawsuits pending. One is with the Chamber of Commerce, and they've already filed for what is basically summary judgment. But theirs is not a class action. So you have to be part of the chamber. They're going to force you to be a member of the chamber to benefit from that because they're going to win. Our lawsuit will we may turn into a class action at this point for all the rest of the employers who don't want to pay the extortion fee to the chamber. But we are gearing up. We would expect to have something filed in the next 3 weeks, I think, before Thanksgiving, and then we'll go from there. But that H-1B $100,000 fee is going to be struck down. Nobody should be paying that fee.
Got it. Are you seeing like USCIS reaching out to employers for paying that fees? Like, are there RFEs coming for that
Oh,
100,000
no, we're
now?
definitely seeing RFEs for them. I mean, absolutely.
So, what are the cases where they are saying there is an 100K fees is applicable? Because I think one notification was that it doesn't apply for anyone until 2026.
No, well, that's not true. That's literally not what it says. That's what Trump said because what does he do every time he speaks, Atal?
He confuses it.
Lies. He lies. You can say it out loud, Atal. He lies every time he speaks.
Yeah.
So it applies to anybody who's a cap for cap employers. Yeah, that doesn't apply until next April. But for cap exempt employers, which is the majority of H-1Bs, it is applicable now for anybody who filed on September 21st or after. It's illegal.
Okay.
I mean, the president doesn't have authority to put a tax on people. Today was a big argument in the Supreme Court about tariffs and taxes. We're going to get this struck down. It's going to be an easy win.
Got it. So in a way, all this right now, all the cap exempt ones, they are getting RFEs, which happens to be more around universities and non-profits and all, which are getting on kind of like getting 100K RFE.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So
happening right now.
so in a way, like what happens as the next step? Like let's say the case got struck down for 100K. What happens to the fees that has already been paid up? Is that going to be refunded?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure the court will order that it be refunded. Yes.
Okay, got it. Outside of this, like, what are the other things that come to your mind that you are seeing, which immigrants or like people in the field should pay attention to?
I mean, obviously, just make sure all your I's are dotted. You should be renewing your H's 6 months out. I mean, literally, you need to follow. You need to, if you're not familiar with the law, you need to become familiar with the law.
Got it. Awesome. I guess like we covered on a lot of topics. Is there anything else that you think we should inform our audience before we connect again that we didn't get to connect?
Well, we already talked about all the good stuff. Do you think
Yes.
we're missing something at all? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think we have.
Everybody watching, everybody has DACA that's watching this. We can talk about DACA, but I don't think you get a lot of DACA viewers here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just
I
that
think.
every day the administration is trying to make legal immigration harder. That is 100% happening.
And for the DACA one, and I think even for asylum, I was hearing that the process is getting a lot harder. What is happening in those
Well,
areas?
DACA itself is fine. But asylum, I mean, I think we're going to see asylum grant rates below 10%. If you don't have a spear sticking out of you signed by Gaddafi, we're not going to give you asylum.
So what happens with all the people who are already here?
Trump wants to deport them. Isn't that what he's saying? He wants to deport legal H-1B workers. Have you not been reading what he says?
Yeah. Okay, awesome. I think like there is definitely this has been like a happening time, and I guess like in the last 2 weeks also a lot of things have happened. We covered a lot of things. Otherwise, like we will just connect back in 2 weeks, I guess.
We'll see you right before Thanksgiving.
Yes, awesome. Thank you so much.
All right.
Bye.